Neve, Ireland always travel around the grounds, around the country for your home matches, but how much do you enjoy going back home up north?
Yeah, I think anytime you get to play in the green jersey at home, it's always very exciting. But obviously, playing in Belfast got a very special place. Like, I'm an Ulster girl, and it's nice to be able to play in a green jersey in front of like an Ulster crowd and get the numbers to the stadium. So yeah, no, very exciting and looking forward to it.
I haven't done the maths in my head, but off the top of my head, I would say you've got a pretty decent record there overall.
Yes, I think we've had a pretty good success rate there. So long may it continue and bring on the weekend.
What's been the appetite, the mood coming back into camp this week after a hard-earned weekend off?
Yeah, I think the fellow week's been brilliant for us. We had a couple of hard days last week training, then a few days off, and we've come into this week absolutely fighting. Competition and training's been really high, and it's been really exciting. It's kind of the training you want to be doing before you go into a competition at the weekend. So it's been really good for us, and the bodies are feeling fresher, and we're ready to go again.
Was there a small part of you that desperately wanted to have a match last weekend just to get back out there, or are you conscious enough that three big weeks in a row, it's important to take one off ahead of another two?
Yeah, I think it's the layout of the Six Nations. Like, obviously you want to play a game week in, week out, but the fellow week's come at a good time for us. We had three tough games, and I think that's just showing where the women's game is these days, and all the games you play are highly competitive, and the fellow week's been good for us, and we're ready to go again this weekend.
And obviously the fact that there's two home matches in a row to close things off, there's a lovely little kind of a nice just block there of 2 weeks where you don't have to leave the country.
Yeah, definitely. It's everyone wants to play home games. You got the home advantage, and whenever you get good crowds to stadiums, you feel like there's a 16th person on the field, and it's really exciting. So looking forward to 2 home games, and but we'll focus on this week first.
Where are the improvements you feel you need when you've reflected on this opening block of 3?
I think we've played some really good rugby in the first 3 games. We've played exciting brands. We've just had to neaten up. We've missed out on like 1-2 percenters and like little errors from our own doing. So it's just sharpening up on that and making sure that we execute whenever we have the ball.
And the Wales game 2 years ago down in Cork, when you look back at that one now, was that almost a sliding doors moment for the team? It was the first game when everything really clicked and you racked up a score. When you look back at that now, how much have you kind of kicked on since then?
I think we're always growing as a squad, whether it's just training or whether it's into games. We think we're constantly growing. As I said, we've got a competitive training environment. The girls are competing and pushing each other week in, week out. And I think that over the last 12 to 18 months, we've grown as a squad and we've played some really tough games. We've done a lot of learnings, but we know that Wales are a completely different side and that they've grown from strength to strength as well. So I'm sure it'll be a very exciting game.
On a personal level, Wales Week, I imagine, is a fun one. Your partner, Beth, and how does that go together in the personal life?
Yeah, I think we keep our personal life very private, so it's kind of we keep that aside and we just focus on the rugby for ourselves.
Do you kind of set any ground rules this week? Are you like, we're not talking from Tuesday onwards or anything like that?
Well, no. Erin actually asked in the week. She said, "Oh, when do you guys stop talking?" And I think we're very professional, both in ourselves. So we know not to cross the line, and we know where we stand with each other. So I think we're pretty happy with where it is.
Is this fixture one that's kind of been circled on the calendar in your house for a variety of reasons at Belfast, and then obviously the two of you come up against each other?
I think we just do week by week. Like first game was England, then we went into Italy, and then we went into France, and it's the follow week. So we just do it week by week, and we just look at the rugby.
Obviously, Wales must have taken plenty of confidence from the performance. Scoring 4 tries against England, they must be feeling pretty good about themselves coming in.
Yeah, I think the Welsh have grown from strength to strength. Like, they haven't necessarily had the results that they wanted, but you can see that the rugby they're trying to play, and it's exciting. And I think that Sean Lynn's done a great job being in with them, and bring on Saturday, and we'll put on a show, I'm sure.
For you guys, is there a sense that maybe you want to get out there and right some of the wrongs from the France game? Is it kind of like chomping at the bit to get back out on the pitch?
I think any chance you get to pull in the green jersey and play rugby is definitely exciting, and any opportunity you get to do it, you're going to try and put the jersey in the best possible place going forward. So yeah, looking forward to the weekend and playing some rugby.
Great stuff.
Thank you.
Neve, going back to the France game, is it difficult to watch from the bench when those missed chances are going on in the first half and not being able to make a direct impact on the game?
Well, I think that whenever you're looking on, that the girls on the pitch at the time are doing their best possible job to put on a score or put on like a good defensive performance or whatever it is. So I think you're excited, you want to get on the pitch because you want to play some rugby, but also that they're doing their best and that they're working hard, and their conversations they'll be having are the right ones to under the posts or whatever, it's kickoffs or whenever you got a break and play to put the wrongs right.
Have you found coming off the bench in this campaign, you started all 5 games last year, is it any change for you in mentality?
I think it's a different game that you play when you come off the bench, because you want to bring the energy to the girls that have been playing for 40, 50, whatever it is, 60 minutes to bring the energy for them. But it's a very important role to play. And I think that we're at a point where the competition's so high that any opportunity to pull on a green jersey is very exciting, and you're honoured to do so.
I imagine you'll have a lot of family in Belfast and Bethan's family as well. It'll be a special occasion for you personally.
Yeah, definitely. I think, my mum's been to all the games so far, so she'll be there and she'll be cheering on, and very proud as always. And my sister's called me 3 times, so I think she's coming too, so we'll see. Got to go and ring her back.
Thanks, Neve.
Thank you.
Thank you. Neve, I was just going to ask, you have a lot of your Gloucester teammates both in your own pack and then in the opposing pack. What is that like? Does it give you an upper hand, or is there or do you think they kind of know all your tricks?
Oh, good question. I think, it's really exciting to show that so many people from Gloucester are playing international rugby, and I think that it's brilliant to see that come a weekend you maybe have like 5-6 players named on a team sheet. So I think that just shows what the women's game is, and that people are playing good, brilliant rugby week in, week out, and it makes it a little bit more exciting because I'll get to see those girls who I haven't seen in 5-6 weeks, and it'll be nice to catch up with them at the end. But for now, it's the rugby that'll do the talking, and we'll catch up after.